Services Commission investigated alleged private property deals made by Jared Gallagher and Simon Nikoloff after they'd been working for Sarah in 2017. The Commission referred the pair to the Serious Fraud Office and they were later charged. Both have pleaded not guilty to charges of corrupt use of official information. Calls for a different approach to how we host All Blacks matches. Eden Park was only half full for Saturday night, second Bledisloe Cup test against Australia. After a COVID-inflicted date change, the match shifted from Wellington Sky Stadium, which was already booked for the Beervana Festival. Wellington City Councillor Simon Wolfe says there needs to be more flexibility around when games can be held.
We need to think a little bit more laterally, and maybe even to the extent that if you can't play a game in a weekend, a weekday night.
New Zealand's top Olympians have been welcomed home from the Tokyo Games by some of their youngest fans. A large crowd has gathered at Christchurch International Airport, including Harewood Primary School pupils. Isla says she's keen to see the Olympians up close.
Yeah, super excited that they're out of MIQ and they can go back home.
And the news just in New South Wales has 478 new local cases of COVID-19. New Zealand has none in the community, but 5 in MIQ and 2 historical cases.
Talks CB Sport. Good afternoon. The boss of the New Zealand League of Sail GP is adamant something has to change to prevent more international events being cancelled here due to COVID-19. January's inaugural Sail GP event in Christchurch has been scuppered due to a failure to secure the 160 MIQ spots needed. Event director Carl Budge faced similar rejections in his previous role with the ASB Tennis Classic. Budge says it's time conversations ahead about changing our strategies to ensure the economic impact of big events are not lost.
Selfishly for me at the moment, it's working through our own needs, understanding what the environment is, where some flexibility might be and how we can find a solution. Once we're through that process, I think those conversations, as an industry, are one that I think well worth exploring.
A bogey-free last couple of rounds at the Scottish Women's Golf Open has Lydia Ko confident of mounting a strong challenge at this week's British Open. The Tokyo Olympic bronze medalists closed with a 9 under 63 to finish runner-up on the LPGA Tour for the 3rd time this year.
Overall, having a good finish here. Hopefully that gives me good momentum into next week. Now, this was a great golf course leading up to Carnoustie. This is a true links.
And the British Open starts on Thursday night. Golf coverage with Crown. Trade up to a new Crown forklift. Simply the best. Tokyo Olympic gold and silver medalist Annemiek van Vleuten has taken out cycling's Women's Tour of Norway. Kiwi Niamh Fisher-Black finished 12th overall, but took the best young riders jersey, while Michaela Harvey was 9 seconds back in 15th, Ella Harris 20th in the general classification. And Daniil Medvedev has secured his 4th ATP Masters 1000 tennis crown with a straight sets victory over American Riley Opelka in Toronto. The world number 2 has won 6-4, 6-3. Italian Camilla Giorgi has completed a stunning run at the Canadian Women's Open, beating Wimbledon finalist Karolina Pliskova 6-3, 7-5 to secure the title in her first WTA 1000 final. I'm Matt Brown. That's News Talk ZB News and Sport with the original Wet and Forget. Clean up that winter green tinge now.
今天是2021年8月16号，下午1点钟。
New Zealand's biggest parenting event begins this Friday. Now we can report to the crash in Greyland, K Road at Ponsonby Road. If you can update us further, give us a call 0800 jammed. The southern motorway flowing well. No delays on the northwestern, southwestern. The northern is flowing well too. The Baby Show ASB Showgrounds Friday, Saturday and Sunday. babyshow.co.nz. Ivanka Zonic for Timesaver Traffic. News Talk ZB Weather Watch 24/7 with 0800 Roof Care to repaint or replace your roof. Manukau and Waitemata Harbours also Hodaki Gulf. Norwest of 10 knots rise to 15 this afternoon and up to 20 tonight. For Bream, head to Cape Colville, norwesterlies of 15 knots will rise to 20 this afternoon. High tides for Auckland coming up very soon, 20 past 1 this afternoon. Onehunga at 25 past 4. And for Auckland today, partly cloudy, a few showers this afternoon with norwesterly winds. High 16 degrees, overnight the low 9. Tomorrow cloudy at times with isolated showers. We've got afternoon and evening rain and strong norwesterlies and a high of 18 degrees. And showers on Wednesday, downtown Auckland. It's 15 degrees.
With you until 4. It's Andrew Dickens Afternoons with Made by My Food Bag. News Talk ZB.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome to the program. This
原来的大圆盘已经改成交通灯。
The day that Elvis Presley died, by the way. And just to
这边的设计有一点点
shock you a bit, that was 44 years ago.
如果不熟
When
悉，
Elvis was 42 years of age, so he's been dead longer than he was ever alive.
confused.
Aretha Franklin dying on this day as well 3 years before that. It is 9 minutes after 1. 0800 80 10 80 is the number of the phone. 9292 is my text. And my email is andrewd@newstalkzb.co.nz.
上个礼拜已经
I believe there have still been
东京
no
奥
arrests
运
after
会
3
也结束
teenagers
了
were stabbed at a Christchurch party Saturday.
然
And one
后
lost his life. And that one is Zion Purukamu,
荷兰郑州的
16
水
years of age,
灾
died of his
也
injuries. 2 other victims remain in hospital. They're in a serious but stable condition. I believe they're 17 and 14.
希望
They were
遇难的
at
人
a
安息。
80 guests at a gathering at a rented Airbnb
同样
home.
的事情吧。
Apparently, a few turned up who were not invited. There were scuffles and skirmishes, and people were pushed out of the party, and then one thing led to another. What happened next? Still not sure. Police are appealing for more witnesses to tell them the story about what happened. But everyone is pretty shocked about the age of the victims, the age of the people at the party, and therefore probably the age of the perpetrators. It's teens. So somewhere out there is someone who used a knife and became a murderer. Welcome to the rest of your life, mate. 0800 80 10 80 is the number to phone. If you wish to talk about Airbnb issues, fine, but the one that gets me is the rise of knife crimes. And the fact that we have kids going out on a Saturday night and they're tooled up and they're ready to go. There's always been knives, you know, but every now and then there's just an explosion of activity and you realize just how prevalent it is. This reminds me of 2007, and I was doing talk back then, and that was when Augustine Burrell, who was 17, died, single stab wound to the chest at a service station. There'd been a party. He'd been at the party, there was a bit of a contretemps, and a bit later on he walked towards the service station, and then she's all on. One single stab wound in Augustine Burrell, Auckland Grammar School student dead. This happened